Self-doubt kills more dreams than anything else. And not only that, but when we move through the world with this ugly, pesky self-doubt constantly weighing us down, we don't experience life the way that it's meant to, with the joy and the freedom to be ourselves. That's why in this video I want to share 7 ways that you can start building unshakable confidence. But before we get there, if you're new here, my name is Jorge Calaos. I'm a business lawyer based in Florida, specializing in high-stakes lawsuits, and in this channel we explore the principles and the strategies to help us live more productive, meaningful, and fulfilling lives. The first way to build up your confidence is to understand what confidence really means. Think of the word confidence, think of the word confide. If you confide in someone, you trust in someone. If you have confidence in someone, you have trust in someone. And so self-confidence is just another word for self-trust. Now, how do we learn to trust ourselves? The best way that I have found to build self-confidence, to learn to trust ourselves, is to follow through on the things we say we are going to do. Think about it from an interpersonal standpoint first. If you have a friend that is always standing you up or always being late, you don't trust that person to show up on time or to show up at all. Now apply that same logic to the intrapersonal and think about how whenever you don't show up for yourself, even though you told yourself that you were going to show up for yourself, you told yourself you were gonna get to the gym, you told yourself you were gonna get up early, you told yourself you were gonna read a book a week, whatever it is, if you tell yourself you're gonna do something and you don't follow through on it, you don't trust yourself. You don't have self-confidence. Now, I kind of got ahead of myself a little bit because I'm pretty sure I just started talking about the 4th way to increase self-confidence right now. But the point is that we need to understand what confidence really is before we can even start building it, because oftentimes confidence just ends up being this nebulous term that we think, oh, we gotta walk a certain way and be a little bit arrogant and all this other stuff. Self-confidence is just another word for self-trust. And the way you build self-confidence and self-trust is with these other 6 ways that I'm about to get into right now. The second way is to find already existing proof. So if you want to have self-confidence and you want to be confident in who you are and you want to be confident that you are a certain kind of person, one of the things that you can do is to find proof that already exists for why you are that kind of person. And so, for example, if you want to have confidence in the fact that you are a tough person, you can find proof of ways that you are already a tough person. You can find proof of things that you have already been through, that you have overcome. You can find proof of your daily routine. Maybe you get into the gym every single morning, and that's proof that you're a tough person. If you want to have confidence in the fact that you're a reliable person, you can find proof of ways in which you have been reliable to others. If you want to be confident in the fact that you are a generous person, you can find proof of all the ways in which you have been a generous person. Now, that's the second way to build self-confidence, is to find already existing proof. The third way is to create new proof. So this might look like, for example, if you want to build up the self-confidence in the fact that you are a tough person, you can create new proof by doing tough things. If you want to create self-confidence in the fact that you can rely on yourself, other people can rely on you and you can rely on yourself, and you follow through on the things you say you're gonna do, you can do little challenges where you say, I'm gonna wake up at this time every single day for 7 days, for 10 days, for 30 days, and then do it. And then now you have created proof for why you are a reliable and strong person. So you can find already existing proof and you can create new proof. But proof is the building block of all self-confidence. I don't care how many affirmations and incantations you shout into the air, that is not going to be enough if you have no proof to back it up. Unless you are completely psychotic, in which case your self-confidence is more of a mental illness. But if you are just saying affirmations and incantations and you're telling yourself all these things but you have no proof, the only way that those things are going to stick is if you're a delusional person. And so if you're not a delusional person, then you are going to need proof to back up those affirmations. And I'm not trying to crap on affirmations. I feel like I'm kind of crapping on affirmations right now. I'm not trying to crap on affirmations. Affirmations can help get the gears going and can reinforce the proof that you already have, right? It can give you the little initial burst of confidence to go out and get the proof that you don't have. But affirmations alone and positive self-talk alone, if it's not backed by proof, it's a very fickle and fleeting form of, I would say, pseudo self-confidence. The fourth way to build self-confidence is to challenge yourself. We build the most self-confidence when we do things that are really hard to do. If we do something that's easy, if we say we're gonna do something easy and then we do the thing that's easy, maybe we build up a little self-confidence because we did the thing that we said we're gonna do, but it's not gonna build nearly as much self-confidence as if you say you're gonna do something hard and then you do that really hard thing. Because when you follow through and do that really hard thing, you communicate to your subconscious mind that no matter how hard it gets, you are going to follow through for yourself, and that right there is self-confidence. The fifth way is to start small and build momentum. Whenever we set out to achieve a new goal, we can oftentimes set the goal so high that we start trying to achieve that goal, and then we inevitably lose so much motivation and so much belief because the goal is so far away. And so one of the things that we want to do, sure, a big goal and a big vision can motivate us and inspire us and empower us, but we want to take that and we want to break it down into small steps. That way we can have a small goal that's achievable and we can build a little bit of confidence, and then we can go to the next one. We can build even more confidence and we can go to the next one. And we maintain motivation along the way, but more importantly, we maintain self-belief along the way because we're constantly reinforcing to ourselves that we can indeed achieve these things. And so just like anything else, if you want to get in the gym, for example, and you've never been in the gym before, you're not going to bench 215, right? You're going to start with the bar, and then you're going to put 2 little 5 plates on each side, and then you're going to put 10 plates on each side, and so on and so forth. But if you try to do too much all at once, you are going to fail, and then you're going to beat yourself up about it, and then it's just going to be a self-destructive thing. So what you want to do, if you don't feel like you're a particularly self-confident person, you want to find places where you can achieve small wins. So maybe you can't do something super duper hard yet, but maybe even if it's something that just seems really small, if it's hard for you to do, go out and do it, because any win is a win. And if it's hard for you, that's all that matters. It doesn't matter that other people might say, well, that's so easy. If it's hard for you, then it's hard for you, and that means that it's growing you and it's challenging you and it's building up your self-confidence. And now with that built up self-confidence, you can take on bigger challenges and bigger tasks, and you can continue building up your self-confidence that way, little by little, day by day, until eventually over the long term, you have built up an incredible, unshakable self-confidence. The sixth way to be self-confident is to be mindful of how you speak and how you move. Right now, I'm speaking in a certain kind of way, with a certain kind of tonality, with a certain kind of confidence. I'm moving in a certain kind of way with a certain kind of confidence. I'm communicating a certain level of certainty. I'm taking up space with my arms and my hands, communicating that yes, I do deserve to take up this space that I am taking up. My voice is important enough. I have confidence in my voice and what I want to say. I have enough confidence in that to project it all the way to you. By contrast, if I was, talking like this and I was, kind of like not really taking up a lot of space, and I was like, if you want to build self-confidence, you can, you can do these things. I can't promise you anything, but you can do those things, and I think that they will help. That doesn't communicate self-confidence to you or to my subconscious mind. And so when we start to change, we have certain patterns that we run, certain physical patterns, physiological patterns, habitual things that we do, ways that we move, ways that we walk, ways that we express ourselves, ways that we talk. And every single one of these things is most likely a habitual pattern for you at this point. And they are most likely a result of the beliefs that you have held about yourself for your entire life. And so every time you engage in those behaviors, that way of moving, that way of speaking, you are reinforcing those old beliefs. And if those old beliefs are disempowering, then moving and speaking in that way is going to reinforce the disempowering beliefs. But not only can you try to change the disempowering beliefs by adapting new, more empowering beliefs, but you can start to behave in a new kind of way that makes those old beliefs go, hold on, I'm not getting a lot of support here. Physiologically, I'm just not getting that kind of support. I mean, the things that this person is saying, the way that this person person is moving is communicating to me, the subconscious mind, a completely different thing than these old beliefs that I have had. And so those old beliefs start to lose support, and the new beliefs that you were trying to implement into your life start to gain support. And so we have to be very careful with how we speak, also what we say, particularly what we say about ourselves, how we speak, how we move, because those things communicate to us, to our subconscious mind, what kind of processes and beliefs it should be running. And so if we want empowering thoughts and empowering beliefs, we want to move and speak in an empowering and confident way. And that's something that you will develop with practice, because if you're moving and speaking in a disempowering and weak and not self-confident way, then that will be communicated to your subconscious mind, and your subconscious mind will say, okay, this is a non-confident person, and then it will run those beliefs and those patterns, and then you will act in congruence with those patterns. And finally, the last way that you can build self-confidence is to practice self-compassion. All of these things that I've been talking about, you might struggle with them if you don't feel like you're a self-confident person and you start trying to do these things. You are going to struggle with them. You are going to struggle with, for example, speaking up and projecting your voice. You're going to struggle with, you're going to feel like doing this is weird. Like, why am I moving my hand? Why am I taking up all this space? I don't deserve to take up all this space. I deserve to be here. You have to kind of try to fight back against it, and you have to, most importantly, not beat yourself up if, for example, you set out to, hey, you know what, I'm gonna take up more space, I'm gonna speak more confidently, and then you go into a situation and you revert back to that old self. It's okay. These things take time. Just because you fail once doesn't mean you're going to fail forever. Just because you fail once, just because you fail over and over and over again, it doesn't make you a failure. The only failure is when you quit. And if you keep going and you show yourself compassion and you don't beat yourself up when you fail, because if you beat yourself up when you fail, you're much more likely to quit. And even if you don't quit, you're much more likely to fail again because you've beaten yourself down so much. So when you do fail and when you feel like you're not as self-confident as you want to be, which, by the way, even the most self-confident people are not confident from time to time, even when you have those moments where you're not a very confident person, or you feel like you wanted to have said this thing but you didn't, or you wanted to have said it this way, or you wanted to have done that thing but you didn't, and because you let fear get the best of you, it's okay. Use that possibly anger and frustration to try to better yourself, but do not beat yourself up, do not beat yourself down, because it will just make it worse. So make sure that in the moments when you fail, you show yourself self-compassion. Now, if you like this video, I think you'll also like this video right here on how to stop caring what other people think. And as always, if you like this content, make sure you click the subscribe button, join the community, leave me a comment letting me know what you liked and what you want to see more of. And if you want even more resources, make sure you check out the link in the description box below, where you can check out my website and download your free copy of the 4-Step Morning Routine, your quick start guide to high performance and peace of mind. Other than that, I'll see you in the next video.